Hello everyone, my name is Vikas and this is another session from Tutorials Diary. In this session we will discuss about Parity UI and the Parity client in the detail, and we show that to you how you can use to your system and how this board differs basically. So in the last video we have discussed about Parity UI mainly, and we have mentioned that from the version 1.10 onwards, so Parity has separated out Parity client for Ethereum and Parity UI. It used to be only one installer previously, but now we have two installer basically. Parity UI is separate one and Parity client is separate one. But when you talk about the Parity UI, when you launch the Parity UI, which we have seen in the last session, so in case you have missed that last session, so I will add that link in the below notes, so you can just go over that uh, last session which I have shown about Parity UI. So if you remember, I have mentioned the last session that when we discussed about Parity UI, once we launch the Parity UI, in the background, Parity UI runs the Parity client. But the challenge with that one, if you have noticed that when you run the Parity UI, which is a stable version, in the background, it downloads the Parity client and it runs that one. Okay. Now the challenge which I was saying that there are two versions of Parity client and Parity UI. One is a beta version, one is a stable version. So I always recommend to go for the stable version only. But what happens with the Parity UI, although you download the stable version of Parity UI, in the background, Parity UI uses the beta version of Parity client, which we don't want. I want to use stable version of both Parity UI and stable version of both Parity client. So then what we have to do? What extra we have to do to make that happen? Because by default, it will download the beta version only, it will install and it will use that one. And I have faced a lot of challenges with the beta version as of now. I'm not sure the other folks has faced the same issue or not, but I did face some issues. So I would recommend to go for stable version. So this session is about that only. So we'll show that to you how you can install a Ethereum Parity client, which is an Ethereum client separately, and then how you can use that with the Parity UI, which we have downloaded before. Okay, so if you haven't downloaded the Parity UI, so uh, I would recommend again to go to my last session where I have shown about from where you can download the Parity UI, and you will come to know that what step you have to follow also. And we have also shown how to create the accounts in the Parity wallet. But here again you can just see it here. So download the Parity, you have these links. So they have changed the UI a bit more in one day only. So this is the one which you have. So they have a stable version, they have a beta version, they have native version. So I would say that just go for stable version only. Okay. So I already downloaded this version in my system. Let me show that to you. Let me open my Windows. Let me show that to you. So I already have this one in my system. So this is here. So as I just shown yesterday also, I have this stable version of Parity client, and then for UI I have two versions. One is a beta version which is 0.3.2 and the stable version is 0.3.0 as of today. So what we have done yesterday, we just installed this Parity UI 0.3.0, and it has referred to the Parity beta version, which is parity underscore 2.0.1.exe. But that is not what we need. We need that Parity UI setup, which is 0.3.0, should point to Parity 1.11.8 window installer. So let's see that one. So first of all, if you just install this one, so you can install this Parity client very easily. Just double click on this one, say yes, and just say I agree and just install this one. I already installed this one before, so it will just overwrite my files here and just say close. So with this step you have successfully installed Parity on your system. Just to make sure that Parity is there, okay, this will open something here in the UI once you install this one. So you can just see this also. So this is how it will look like. but I will just not go over this one. I will close this also from here, exit. Okay, so now what happens here, let me show you where you can see this one. So you can see this one now. I have two folders under my C drive, program files, Parity Technologies. Now I have installed both Parity and Parity UI. Okay, now sometime what happens that, okay, if you're already using Parity UI without Parity client from your side, then it will download in the background. It will use that one. So what happens that it download all the content to this folder. You will see this Parity folder under your users, your username, your app data and local folder. You will see this Parity, all the content will get stored to this folder only. So this is known as Parity DB. Okay, so what happens now, if you try to start this one, if you try to start this Parity client from here, okay, so now what happens that this Parity folder is referring to the Parity client, which is a beta version, but now you're trying to run this one. Okay, so I will repeat again. So what happens that when you try to run the Parity client, which is a stable version, which is an older version basically, but this folder which we have in the local folder, which is Parity, this is created by the beta version, which is a higher version. So when you try to run this parity.exe file, this application file, you may see this issue, which is database was created with a newer client version. Upgrade your client or delete the DB and resync. So it is saying that whatever folder you have, this Parity folder, this was created with the new client version. Okay, that is the beta version. So now you're trying to run the older version. So that will not allow you. Either you upgrade your client or you delete the database folder and just rerun your client. So what we have to do in this case, you have to just go to Parity folder, delete this one. Okay, so now you can simply go and run this command. Okay, so let me show you. Just open the command prompt here. For that one, just drag it here, and I will run this on Ropsten network. So this we have discussed. Again, if you want to, there is one more thing which I will just like to show you here. If you want to run this client in light mode, you have to just run this command here, light, click enter. So now it will start. You can see this one. As soon as I have run this one, it created a Parity folder here in my local drive. Okay, so now everything will get stored to this folder now. Now, next thing, this is a Parity client. Okay, now you can launch the Parity UI also. You can launch the Parity UI, and that will automatically detect that from this folder, from this local folder, that okay, I have now Parity client, which is a stable version instead of the beta version. Now let's see that one. Let me go to Parity UI folder and let me go over the Parity UI here. Click on this one. You may see some issues here, Parity error. Just cancel this for now. Don't worry about this one. Say OK. So here you have to just run this command first of all. You have to generate a new security token using Parity, which you can just do it here. Let me just do. I will just open this again. Okay, and I have to remove this Parity from here because this is already there. So this is the key which we have got, right? So the token basically, or key you can say, just take this key from here, like which I'm taking right now. Say enter, go to Parity UI, just enter this one here, and that will proceed further. Now you have to accept the agreement. So as you can see, this is starting from scratch only. Although we have used this one, but it is showing from scratch because we have reinstalled the Parity client. I understand about this one now, as you can see. So now you can see here the difference. This is running this Parity client, which is version 1.11.8 2018-07-25, okay, which is a stable version. And if you have noticed a difference which we have seen in the last session, you may see that it is using a beta version, which is a newer version. Okay, so this is how you can go and install a Parity client, which is stable version, and this is how you can link with the Parity UI. So now this Parity UI is going to use the Parity client, which is a stable version. Okay, and then rest of the options remain same. Parity wallet, you can just go to Parity wallet. You can just see this one. So this is the look and feel will be changed. So you can change the themes also from your side. That is not something different. Accounts also, you can just go here and create the accounts as required. Just click on new account. I have to approve this request. Click on next here. Just mention your name. Let me say my test account again. Password hint again, my school name that we have mentioned yesterday also. So I'm mentioning my password here. Okay, then let's go next, and just I have to copy this phrase here somewhere, because as I just mentioned in the last session as well, I have to use that one when I have confirmed this account creation. So I have written down this. I have written down the phrase, so I have to say done. Now whatever phrase I have got, I just take this phrase here and paste it here, and that will create my account. I will say approve. Now this way I have successfully created my account in this Parity UI. So this is all. So hopefully this is helpful for you people. Thanks for watching.